Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Mr. Knorr, and today we are going to introduce you to Tinkercad, and we are going to design a traffic cone similar to the one that I have built right here. So we're always going to click this blue Create New Design button when we want to create something new. And that's going to create us a new workspace. And so we're going to see our blue work plane as well as some other features. So I'm going to go ahead and show you just a couple of the navigation tools, and then we're going to jump right in. So if you're working on a computer, you can always right-click on your mouse, and you can drag this work plane around to view it in different ways. Similarly, you can see that as I move it, the box in the upper left moves around too, so you can always left-click this box and move it around too. If for some reason you move your work plane out of view, and I did that on a computer by holding Shift and clicking, you can always click this picture of a house and it says Home View, and it will take you right back to where you're looking kind of evenly front and top. We want to rename it, so to change the name, you click up here. It's going to give you some weird name when you create it, so just rename it. I'm just going to call this Traffic Cone 2, since this is the second one that I make. And now let's go ahead and start building. So I'm going to grab, over here are my basic shapes. You can click on this little bump out arrow, you can see there's a whole bunch of other things that Tinkercad has automatically put in there, and you can play around with this on your own time. But underneath basic shapes, you have these two at the top that are transparent. We're going to ignore those for right now, and we're going to move down and we're just going to grab a box. And as soon as you bring that box and let go, it drops it on your work plane and it lands it right on your work plane just like that. You'll notice that it has these white boxes and black boxes too, as well as this black cone that's sitting on top. This black cone lifts and lowers it relative to your work plane. And you'll notice that there's a little box over here to the right that's showing how high and how low I'm lifting and lowering that. So we want to make sure that it's on 0, and then you can see it's landed back on top of the work plane. The white boxes, if we click on them, will give us access to editing the length and width of our shape. And if we click on the white box that's on top, it allows us to edit the height of our shape. Now you can also click with your mouse and lift and lower it however you like. So we can manipulate it this way, or if we want exact measurements, we can click on the little box that's right there and we can actually type it in. So for this project, we are going to make a box that's 60, and my units are millimeters. So 60 millimeters by 60 millimeters with a height of 5 millimeters. And over here, you can see that I can edit my grid, and I could actually change. So if I want to work with inches or bricks, this is if you're doing, if you're using the feature up here of Minecraft or Lego, you could do bricks. We're going to keep it millimeters, and then you can also change the size of your work plane. And then the snap to, so you'll notice that as I'm moving it, those numbers in the white boxes are actually changing by whole units. So if I needed something that is a half unit, you'll notice that I can't just click and drag with my mouse to get something that's a half unit. So you can actually come over here to where it says snap grid and change it to half units or quarter units or even 1/10 units, or turn it off and then it free flows and you can make it however you want. We're going to leave it snapping to 1 millimeter, just the default, and we want it 60 by 60. Okay, so now that I have my traffic cone that's 60 by 60, I'm going to come over here to my dialog box, that's this here, and we're going to mess with the radius. So you'll notice that if I just click and drag, we're actually bringing in all the sides of my rectangle towards the center. We're beveling those edges. We're rounding them out. So if you want to just click here, because it's easier just to type in the number and type in 2. And now we have the base of our traffic cone. Okay, so the next part is we're going to add the top part of our cone. So I'm going to actually come back over to basic shapes and slide down until I get to the purple cone. We're going to bring that out onto the work plane, and we're going to change it so we have a length and width of 50 by 50 and a height of 60. So 50 by 50 by 60. And now to make sure that we get the cone directly in the center, we're going to use our align tool. So I want to make sure that both shapes are selected. And on an iPad, you would just click on one shape and then click on the next one, and it should select both of them. And then we're going to click this button up here. This is our align tool. So I click align, and it gives me these black circles that help me align. So I want to align to the middle of our x-axis and then the middle of our y-axis. So we're going to align middle, and you'll notice that that puts our cone directly in the middle of the rectangle below. All right, you just click anywhere outside, and now we're back to our normal work plane. All right, we want our cone to not come to a single point, but to be a little bit wider at the top. To do this, we just come over and we can adjust our top radius. So you see how I'm sliding it over and making it larger or smaller. And you'll notice that the bottom of the cone isn't changing. That radius is staying the same. So the easiest way, we can just click here and make it 2. And that gives us sort of a normal looking traffic cone appearance. All right, now what we're going to do is we need to cut our cone because cones are hollow in the middle. And the way that we're going to do this is we're actually going to use the duplicate tool to make a duplicate copy of this cone. So up here in the upper left is duplicate and repeat, and we're going to just click that one time, and that's going to make a copy of our cone. We're going to move this over to the side, and now I'm going to group these two objects together. So you want to make sure this says 2 and not 3. We don't want our cone that's over on the outside to be grouped together. We just want the rectangle, the base, and the cone to be together. So up here is the group tool, and if I click that, it merges them together and makes them a single color. Let's go ahead and change that color. So if you click on where it says solid, it gives you some colors. Now you can go into custom or multicolor or a gradient. There's a lot of different colors that you can do. We're just going to pick the orange that's here and make it orange. All right, the last thing is now we're just going to use this cone here to cut out the inside of this cone. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reduce this. So we're going to change the length and width to 40 by 40. And I'm actually going to increase the height to 75. So we're actually making it a little bit skinnier and taller. And then instead of being a solid shape, we're going to make it a hole. So if you click here, it changes it to a hole. Now anything that this is touching, it's basically going to cut this shape out of the solid shape. So what we're going to do is we want to align it to the center. So we're going to use that align tool again to align it to the center so that it's sitting directly in the middle. And then we're going to lower that shape. So again, we're going to use this little black cone that's up here, a little black triangle, and we're actually going to lower that shape until it's right here. Now, anything here is going to get cut out. So what we want to do now is select both shapes, both the solid traffic cone and the hole. And you'll see up here it says shapes 2. And now if I group this together, click it, it's going to cut away that hole. And there you go. We're left with the traffic cone. All right, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you understand a little bit more about the basics of Tinkercad and feel a little bit comfortable, or a little bit more comfortable manipulating shapes, creating holes, grouping things together, and aligning. All right, thank you for watching, and good luck on your own project.